Okay, so I think most of the people who find my stream are normally finding it through Twitter, but in case you aren't on Twitter, what I'm doing is people can commission me to send me VODs of themselves, and I will be breaking it down the same way I've been breaking down the other sets. If you want in on that, you can message me separately, but this first one is going to be from Infinity. He's playing Thunder up at some Canadian tournament. I haven't watched this yet, although I do know it goes on to like game 5 or so, because I was moving it from Twitch to YouTube myself, so we're just gonna get into it now. The first thing about Rosalina Ryu, if you think about stage selection, they might have just agreed to Smashville. I think Smashville is not good for Ryu here. Generally, what Rosalina wants is the ability to platform camp whenever Luma's gone, because Ryu's ability to pressure you on a platform is not fantastic. I mean, it's okay on some stages, but especially when the platform moves off to the side, like, there's no way he can do anything, so you get a free pass basically every time Luma's gone. And that's, I think, probably the biggest thing that shifts the whole matchup into Rosalina's favor. But anyway, let's just, let's see what happens. Make sure my spacebar is working. Good. Okay. Well, first thing that happens, run to a red fireball. You have a couple options here to deal with it. The weird thing about the red fireball is that it does put Luma into tumble after a little bit, the final hit. But you can just jab it, or you can shield it. Shielding isn't amazing because it goes on for a while and he can kind of approach onto you. So jabbing it or just like jumping over it, or just like walking back and outspacing it is generally what you're going to want to do instead. But either way, getting poked out a little bit, this shouldn't really matter a whole lot. But let's go back a bit. Thunder actually takes this opportunity to get an approach, which is a cool idea for him. What Infinity does here though is he does the immediate nair. So that will allow Luma to get the back hit, which will stop it. So that's actually an interesting option to squeeze the nair in there. It's a little... It's very precise for the nair to work out the way it is here. Because the back air went over Luma, slightly missed Rosa, but it is a cool punish, so he gets the nair too. It was such an awkward nair. If you reacted to the nair too, this could have been a follow-up with like a dash attack or a dash grab, which would have been really cool. The roll itself, you don't want to ever move like towards Ryu with a roll, because that's his spacing. You always want to maintain the type of spacing where he has to like really move through Luma to get to you. So you never want to give him an opportunity to be point blank with Rosalina. Obviously that will matter a lot more as you begin to enter Shoryuken kill percent. But just in general, you want Ryu to really have to struggle to get in. But either way, a little bit of chip damage. This is the type of spacing you want, because if Ryu jumps in like this, all you have to do is block, because even though there's a lot of shield stun when he hits you with the spaced forward air, because it's going to hit Luma as well, that actually is going to lag Ryu long enough that normally you can just drop the shield and grab him, even if it's spaced. So this spacing is really good. Now what Infinity goes for is a nair instead of the shield. It does work, it does get the spacing. Although I think if you have Ryu jumping into you, you're going to get more reward in general just by having him kind of land onto your shield and then you grab it. Because he approached from a higher height like this, choosing to, or I guess it wasn't too high of a height, but because this is a full hop, I don't know if the nair would have worked out the same way as a short hop, but the full hop means you're not getting a full reward here. So you're only getting 3 damage when that probably could have been like a back throw off stage or like down throw up air or something like that. I do like the idea here Not this part. We talked about that. Here, the preemptive up airs. These are really good against jumping Ryus, and already in the first 5 seconds, Thunder has jumped at him twice. So it's nice to start looking for these. And it's also nice because Ryu's not the fastest character in the world, so even if you don't quite get this the way you want it, you can retreat as he does here. Luma takes a hit. This is a bit of an opportunity cost, but that's not really a big deal. Thunder chooses to jump away. He doesn't want to land into the shield. And so a whole lot of nothing happens there. The moment Luma's dead, go to this platform and don't come down. Excellent. That's exactly what you do. Back around shield. This one. If it's not a power shield, you want to be very careful about dealing with Ryu's back air, because one of the mix-ups Ryu's do is they back air your shield, and then if they buffer True Shoryuken, you can't shield grab that. So you want to be very careful about whenever he is going to hit your shield with back air. Either power shield it, and if you don't, generally it's not worth going for the punish. At 6%, you probably don't have to worry too much about the Shoryuken, so if it was unspaced, you could go for it. But he did space it, so going for the punish here is going to put Infinity in a bad position. And that's just paying attention to the spacing thing. Yeah, you can't grab this, but what you can do, if you feel this is going to happen, instead of going for the punish, what you can do is just jump out of the shield and go up and around and then back onto the stage. You don't actually need a punish to really like get a favorable trade off of this, because you'll have the stage control. Now Rosalina does have like the cheesy back throw forward air when the platform's like this, which might have been in his mind here, but again, it's just recognizing when you can get the punish and when you can't. And in general, the stage control will be a lot more reliable, so I think that would be the play there, but it takes a little bit of damage for it. And then you gotta be careful here. So good, he got out of it, didn't take too much damage. You land, and then he goes immediately for an aggressive option. There is no need to do this for Ryu, because the dash attack is like a read or a guess or a mix-up, but you don't want to play the mix-up game with Ryu, you really don't. Because if you play the guessing games with a character like Ryu, his damage output is so much higher and his kill potential is so crazy that you actually would need to guess correctly against Ryu way more than he needs to guess correctly against you to win with that playstyle. So when you land here and you still don't have Luma and he's running at you, best thing to do is just get back on the platform. This is a matchup that you really want to play like very by the book, because it's hard for Ryu to deal with it. And so, ooh, you do get a grab there. Let's look at that. So running in here, not a good call, but he goes for one nair and the second nair doesn't connect, so it's nice that you got a punish here. Luma respawns right at this time, so probably can't get a whole lot. Something you can do if Ryu DIs like this is you can actually go for Luminaire, full hop Luminaire, and then you can combo it into the last hit of the Rosa Nair, and then you can actually get a lot more damage off of this. The other option, I don't know Thunder enough to know whether he's a really good masher, but when you get the grab earlier, let me try and rewind it. When you get the grab here, you can see Luma's like just respawning. Now this one is tricky because you need to know enough about the player, whether they mash out. It can be worth not throwing for like a split second or like half a second just to get Luma prepared. Because if you could wait the full time for Luma to be ready, then you could start going for down throw up airs. Or like the back throw and forward throws are fine because you could do like forward throw nair this way or back throw nair this way. So it's just something to keep in mind to pay attention to when Luma's going to respawn so you can get more damage off the throws. Here, back throw nair is probably the most damage, but back throw fair is also decent, but you slightly misspace the actual forward air, so he just kind of falls out of it, which is unfortunate. But still, it's not a terrible position. You have the stage control. He's on the platform, so it's just a matter of how he gets off the platform. There's a phrase from the Brawl days known as fiction dropping. It is coined by the player Fiction, and it's the idea that when a character is on a platform and they have a really strong aerial, you kind of want to space in a way where it's tempting for them to just run off with their best aerial. So in the fiction dropping case, it was Marth would always just run off in forward air. So you just kind of go here and shield. So you can kind of look for that against Thunder here, see if he goes for the run off fair. And you wanna wait for him to come down, because the moment you jump up to pressure, because if you think about what needs to work, he doesn't have anything he can do here, because running off would not be a good idea for him. He would want to wait for the platform to carry him more into the middle of the stage, so there's a lot of room to work with. So for this up air to work, you would need to guess for him to try and make his move exactly right here. And it wouldn't be a good idea for him to do it. But because you go for the up air here, it gives Thunder the signal to run back down onto the stage, because now Rosalina has to land and can't really pressure anymore. So that's a quick drop for Thunder. Now Thunder actually like takes his time about it, which is not great from him, because he could just have ran straight down. But he jumps up, realizes his mistake, jumps straight back up. So now we're at a reset situation. But the exact same thing happens a second time right here. Go for it twice. So Thunder gets another chance at what we were talking about. So I would definitely cut these out. Just let the other person make the first move. You could wait here for him to run off and attack, or when the platform starts to move this way, you can run to the like kind of underneath, so it's even harder for him to hit you, and then you can see what he does and then react to it. You don't need to guess here, but that gets Thunder back onto the stage. There's a couple things to break down in this part. So when Ryu's like this in the spacing, it's a little careful because he's kind of close, so it's good to roll back here. In general, I think running and turning around will be more time efficient than rolling, but rolling basically gets the same thing done. And what you want to do here, once you have this spacing set up, I think this is when you want to start doing the jab walking, because that will really force Ryu to do something. The Nair is good if you anticipate like a grounded offensive option, which I don't think he's really shown so far, but if you play Thunder a lot and that's something he likes to do, then the Nair's okay. But in general, I think doing the jabs to force him to jump over at you is the better call. Go for a preemptive up air. I do like preemptive up airs as an idea because they're pretty safe, and Thunder has been jumping a lot. So you catch him there. Let's watch that again. So full hop up air. You get the weak part. The second up air to give you the landing lag is unfortunate, because now that you have the landing lag, it's kind of hard to continue the juggle. Obviously, I think this up air might have been a mistake, or just like a misinput, because there isn't really a way anything could have hit here. So maybe you meant to do like a second jump up air. A second jump up air would have been okay, I think, based off the percent. Let's go back a little bit. Based off the percent, I think, and the fact that it's a weak up air, it's better to just wait for an option here. Jump up air might have worked, but either way, you get the landing up air, so that juggle state kind of gets ruined. But you still catch him on the landing. That's really good here. Ryu's air drift is not great, so the moment he jumps this way, it's really good to run and chase him down. And that forward air or that dash attack's really good because you're hitting him like right as he's landing. So even if he tried doing landing forward air, he's already kind of committed to this drift. And also, since dash attack is multi-hit, focus wouldn't be a great idea. So it's a good salvage of the juggle state. Good up airs. You have him out of his jump. This is really good here. Get that. It's the frame trap. Here, you got to be a little careful. He has no jump. His only mix-up is the focus. So you just want to be... Wait a second. You might have gotten the unlucky single hitbox, but I don't think so. I think it's only the Luma hit that hits here, yeah? Yeah, I think the Rosa up air misses entirely. So just a spacing thing to be careful of. If you obviously got the Rosa up air, you'd have been in a really good spot. But now we go back to neutral. Shielding is very scary against Ryu because that's when he can dance around you. So what I really think is important here is take this opportunity to walk the Luma forward a bit. And that will force a response from Thunder that you can deal with. But when you shield in situations like this, this can be really scary because Ryu likes to guess. So if he does like jump forward air at the same time as you drop your shield, or he like or just runs and grabs you, stuff like that, it's scary because obviously he has to make a guess, but Ryu's are okay with making the guesses. So just a little dicey here, but he backs off, which is good. And you get your space. I think that was probably a grab here. So you roll back, go for another preemptive up air. That one doesn't work. He goes for you here. This is grabbable here. Go for a roll instead. That might have been a misinput. Maybe the shield stun threw you off. But the roll is going to get you hit. So just something to be careful of is taking the time to know that when Ryu like hits, you have a bit of stun, and then wait for the stun and get the grab, and then that would have been a lot of damage onto Thunder there. That's a good back air, getting out of the situation. So you got up smashed here, like strong up tilt, go down there. He's focusing, really smart. Don't land into focus ever. I think you might want to be a little careful with how often you go for the up airs when you're running out of space. I think this one's actually maybe not too bad because you do have the platform as the mix-up, and he goes for the focus again. And you hit him on the way down, which is nice. This up air, catch him right after he gets off. So I talked about this type of up air at the beginning. It does pay off here, which is going to be a lot of reward, so it's really nice when it does work. That being said, I don't think it's super reliable to always go for. Good grab on the unspaced aerial. Ooh, nice forward smash. Let's look at that. So he's going down. There isn't really much you can do here, so it's good to wait at the edge. And then, nice. You just charge the forward smash, and then you get it. I like it. Forward smash is never about if you're spaced and you're safe and you think you can kill, I'll never disagree with someone's forward smash attempt. It can be a little tricky here when Ryu is coming down from invincibility. I like going onto the platform and I like going up, but wait, where's your jump? Did you have your jump the whole time? You full hop here. Just do the double jump here. The double jump is way better because if you think about how Ryu can most effectively hit you, the only way he'd really cover this is if he did double jump up air, which is going to be way less to deal with than a back air. So just kind of something you need to pay attention to with the drift. Ooh, people are following. Thanks for the follows, guys. Mama Brat and Dad Zando. Also, hello to everyone in chat. Since this is normally for the VOD analyses, I don't interact too much with chat except for things that pertain to the set itself. So feel free to ask anything about the Rosalina Ryu or what we're seeing right here. But other than that, forgive me if I don't distract it too much with Twitch chat because I'm going to be uploading this as a VOD later. Anyway, so that's going to cost Luma. Again, you want to just go straight to the platform. Just, yep, perfect. Just avoid Ryu and get to the platform. This is all you want to do. You don't need to attack him at all. Okay, don't need to attack him at all. Just go over here. Go over here. Oh, that's nice. He snuck a grab. 13 seconds well spent. I approve. How does he hit you with that forward air? Oh, you do the short off upper again. This is gonna be trouble later on, especially if you do this in matchups that aren't just Ryu. Like when someone is shielding on a platform, it's very important that you wait for them. When you go for these, you're giving up your advantage state, and he's gonna reverse it on you. So you need to be really careful about how often you do those. A lot of aggressive options. Ooh, I like that. Let's look at that. That's a little risky. Get away with it. I think, actually, hot tech, if you want to come off this platform here, and someone is in a shielding position like this is where you do the runoff nair. And you just kind of keep drifting this way. And you can get the back hit Luminaire to hit him, and then you can turn around and grab. And it's a really good block string or confirm here. Down air is risky. This could have gotten Shoryuken, but I think he up tilts the wrong way. So, get out of that one. I do like the cross up with the back air into the grab. Let's look at that one more time. Grab, up throw, up tilt. That might have been a misinput. Up throw, up air would have worked and would have been more damage and better positioning, but that works out. Ooh, be careful. Okay. Another one of the back airs. This is another thing. Nair will give you a little less landing lag than the back air. But in general, I think you will want to try and make this a Luma land more often than not. Because you'll have a lot less lag, so you don't have to really worry as much about these. So try and make all your landings Luma landings when you can, unless you really think the Rosa back air hit's gonna work. Ooh, what the hell is that? He just does it? This is the problem with rolling and shielding, is every time you pick an option that is shield or like retreat, you give Ryu the opportunity to close space and make a guess. And again, like, it's like a random guess, and it's like, oh, why would Ryu do this? But this is how Ryus play a lot of matchups, is they just want to go for random things, and they only need some of them to work. Because Ryu doesn't need to win half the guesses. Ryu only needs to win like 30% of the guesses to still beat people. So be really careful with the rolls and the shields. I do think running and turning around with jabs are a lot better. So the YOLO Shoryuken is going to take the stock there. Nice aggressive option while you're invincible. Nice. I think these are misinputs here, because that's really good. If you notice that you get his jump, like, Ryu should be screwed right now. Like, straight up, you might be able to kill Ryu off this one juggle because he lost his jump and has no way of starting air drift. So the only thing he can do is focus to try and, like, shift his body to the sides or air dodge. And Rosalina can frame trap the air dodges and always beat the focus. So you see the focus, you up air, that's really good. When you hit Ryu like this with an up air, the double jump up air is really good. Because even if he air dodges the up air when you go for it, the way the falling speed works in the positioning is you will frame trap with the next up air. So you can second jump up air, which will either hit, or if he air dodges, you can up air him again afterwards. Like, this is worst case scenario for Ryu right now. That being said, I'm assuming this is a misinput and you meant to jump as well. Which is just something, just go into training mode and do that a lot. I've done it a couple times too. Everyone has it sometimes, but it's very important to not drop these. So Thunder's gonna go all the way down. Nice punish. Go into it again. Up air, nice. He does have his jump this time, so he's gonna be okay. Let's watch what he does there. So he goes to the platform. You land. Take the space. This is good, but then the down tilt, he baits you with the double jump. When you have Luma, let's see if I can rewind this a little bit. From Thunder, this is a bit of a classic double jump bait. But if you pay really close attention to the actual positioning here, thanks for the follow, Riled Trash Can. Even if he does the forward air here, if you crawl like a little bit forward, If the forward air only hits Luma, then you can stall him long enough to actually get a grab punish. So if you use Luma as the bait for his landing option, you don't have to worry about doing a move yourself, because you'll be giving yourself enough time to react to his attack. So the forward down tilt is an aggressive option. You got double jump baited. That's going to be damage. Forward air, back air. It's not the worst in the world, really. This is a Rosalina specific thing you need to watch out for. You did Luma, it wasn't partaking in that. And I think, if I watched that correctly, let's go back one more time. This is just something to be, this is like, also for all the non-Rosalina players who are watching right now, this is the type of shit we have to deal with. When you do this, and you start the up air here with Luma, this means Luma's not going to be joining you for this next sequence. So Luma's still finishing her up air, and she's behind you. So this aggressive nair, Luma's not going to be ready for. So when you find yourself in a position like that, what you want to do instead is retreat behind the Luma and let her reposition herself in relation to you. Because this nair isn't going to do anything. And Luma is still behind you after all this. So just be a little careful. Nothing came out of that specific one, but that could, that has the potential to turn sour very fast. He lands and goes straight into the up tilt. Probably a good call to roll away at that point. If you're really fast, you can grab it, but that is a bit of a tomahawk. Goes for the up tilt. Oh, you do grab it though. Nice, 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 nice. Nice. Excellent. Okay, I really like this. So you cut him off here. You make him jump side B. So even though you dip a little bit lower than you really need to, this is still really good because this is a pretty laggy move. And then perfect. He lands with the focus. You just grab him and you throw him right off. Nice. Excellent back air. All right, that game, not bad. I think most of the drops in the juggle state were misinputs, so that's encouraging. That's just something easy to work on. The biggest critique for that game is be careful how you platform pressure people. Going for the full hop up airs is more often than not, that's just how they make it down for free against you, rather than you actually starting something. And then the only thing he really got on you was the one YOLO Shoryuken, which is just a matter of not letting him close the distance on you too quickly. So we're gonna go back into this. Oh no. Be careful about these, because look, now he's gonna run at you, and that's his way in. It's those up airs. Let's watch the rest of what happened there. So he hits the Luma, you roll out. Is that a punish you could have gotten on the forward air? Let's pay attention. Bad up air. He comes down, double jump baits again, be careful. The one thing about double jump baiting, especially on characters like Ryu that aren't really fast, if you pay attention that a character like Ryu is double jump baiting, if you choose to hard read one of these and you do nothing and then up air the moment he goes for a double jump bait, that will ruin Ryu. Especially in this matchup, catching Ryu with an up air, killing his momentum when he has no jump, that is actually a good game. So just try and keep an eye out for when you're getting double jump baited, especially on characters that like if Sheik does it, it's kind of hard to really stop her, but when Ryu does it, you can make him look stupid for it. Either way, that's his way in. He does cross you up, so it's good for you to roll here. Again, be a little careful with when you nair when Luma's not participating, because you lose a lot of the pressure. So obviously Luma's not here to hit, but at the same time you are punishing the dash attack, so it does work out. Just if that's why you wanted it, was to bait the dash attack and to beat it, that's good. But if you're trying to Luma nair, you just need to be careful when you see her get hit. Go for a dash grab, it's not a combo. But he tries to pummel you, so good up tilt to break it. And then what else? Nice, up air. This is a primer on juggling with Rosalina, or juggling in general with any type of up airs. Right here, you hit him up. What you want to do here is you want to try and match Ryu's falling speed while maintaining the same distance you want. So let's say Rosalina's here. Does that come up on the camera? Let me see. Okay, say Rosalina's here, and Ryu is here, right? And let's pretend, proportion-wise, the up air will reach. Even if the up air is not guaranteed, you want to maintain this distance from Ryu for as long as possible. Thanks for the follow area. So instead of if you double jump at him, what's going to happen is you hit him with the first up air, and double jump, he'll go up, and then you'll go past him. So if he dodges right here, he's out. Or if it misses, he's out. But if you only do a full hop, you hit him with the first up air, you full hop here, and then you just mash up air and fall with him. So even if he dodges the first up air, you're both falling. And then, again, he can't do anything because you can do another up air. Doesn't matter how many times he dodges, this will keep trapping. Eventually it'll hit him, or he'll land with landing lag, and then you hit him again anyway. So really, instead of trying to get like that immediate up air, especially I know the blast zone is very tempting, but at this percent, like, he's not gonna die anyway. So really focus on trying to maintain that relative positioning when juggling. So a full hop up air would be really good here. The double jump up air is going to be his way out, because you can see now he managed to change the positioning on you and then get a hit. It's good to retreat to the platform. Nice aggressive landing there is super good to come down with. Get the juggles. It's actually pretty good movement from Thunder to avoid all this. So he gets you with that. You hit him. Infinity hits Thunder with that. It's good to chase this. This is a good bait from Thunder. Well, hold on. Let's look. It's possible you might have been able to hold off a little bit on the up air. But I think this is probably more just Thunder being good. You do want to pay attention. Thunder is relying a lot on his double jump as a mix-up. So again, just something to keep note of, because this is something you can hard read later on in the set for a huge punish. So he's running from platform to platform. Again, when someone is on the top platform, or any platform, you don't want to go this high for an up air, because he was already safe by this point. By this point. Oh, hold on. Yeah, right here. No reason to go for this, because he was already on the platform. Okay, this rewind thing is killing me. Anyway, he's already there. So what you want to do instead here is run this way and just wait for him to come down. But by chasing up there, you give him the free pass again. He lands, and then he hits you. So just kind of sloppy there. Get hit by the fireball. Again, I don't think shielding is great versus the fireball. Although, I mean, that was because you dropped the shield, so it wouldn't have been a big deal. You might have been able to crouch this one, outspace it, or just retreat. Or just don't drop shield. Any of those would have worked. But again, that's going to be his opportunity to jump in. I do see you go for the nair the second time, so it is something you've been thinking about, which is cool. And then you got to punish because it stalls on Luma. So actually, I'm going to steal that nair from you. It's kind of a cool nair. Got the up throw with the up air. Again, this is the type of thing here. When you get this grab, it's the same idea as before. When you get this grab, it's worth waiting a little bit for Luma to come down before throwing him. Because if you let Luma land and like get a little bit ready, then when you go for this up air, Luma will be with you and you can juggle for longer. However, it's really good that you reset on the platform like that. So full hop landing on the platform to catch an air dodge, that's really good because that's all guaranteed. And then you land. So this is still a very good sequence. He gets you with a double jump here again, but that's not a huge deal. Actually, yeah, he got it. So again, watch out for these double jumps. I wouldn't think this up air here is bad because you are forcing him to jump. I think the problem instead is you press the attack here. What you should do once this up air doesn't work is land and then move back under here. You really want to prioritize maintaining the same positioning against him rather than selling out for the attack. So this barely, I mean, this does almost hit, but the reality is that it doesn't hit. And you get hit while trying to retreat. Another thing to remember is when someone is on a platform, you have a couple options, okay? So in a situation like this, when you have to pick somewhere for you to go, Ryu's options are to either shield drop, or not shield drop, but like platform drop right now, or run off with an attack, okay? So his... It would be really cool if I got like a painting mechanic for these VODs. But anyway, the places where he could hit you on the way down, or on the way down from the platform for him, is either a forward air right here, because this is where he would drop, or if he runs, then he'd have his aerials right here. So there is a dead spot right down here that you could choose to run to. I don't hate the idea of running here because you could probably get like a pivot grab. But the reality is that you don't have the frames for a pivot grab. So instead of running here, you either want to move into the dead spot of the platform, or you want to jump air dodge away and then just work your way back down. If you had more time, a pivot grab would have been really good here because he does go for kind of an obvious forward air. But just keep in mind, when someone's on a platform like this, they don't have a ton of options because they can't run into platform drop. So there is that dead zone I was talking about. Anyway, he gets hit by Luma because he messes that up, and then you hit him out of the side B, so that's really good. Yeah, this was dumb on his part. He gets hit by that. It's nice that you're cutting him off down here. This is really good. And then getting the up air. So you're playing that very well, and then another up air on the aggressive attack. Oh, did that not hit with Luma? Also, this is kind of something, even though it works this time, I still think you want to be careful with how you're approaching his air movement, because again, this is one of the things where he's falling down like this and you're jumping up to meet him. So this is another opportunity where if he chooses to air dodge, it's gonna miss. And you can alter your aerial drift in a way, or like your falling speed in a way where he wouldn't be able to air dodge through you for it. But just something to keep in mind. Unlucky, don't get the 2 hits here. That's happened a couple times now, so maybe just be a little bit careful with how you space the up airs against Ryu. This is good. Reset back to this position. Go for the aggressive nair on the jump. That's good. I guess in this percent it doesn't matter if you get the nair or the up air. It's nice that you didn't go for anything there because he had more mix-ups than you. And, oh. Okay, I'm going to slightly revise my statement. I said, game 1, that these forward smashes are never bad, but that is more the first time you forward smash is never bad. Once you get the first forward smash, especially in a percent like this, actually let me re-revise my statement. I don't mind when people go for forward smash reads because that's a player versus player thing more than a character thing. I just want to offer the option that Ryu has a hard time dealing with space down tilts when you're edge trapping him. So if you wanted a more guaranteed way to kill Ryu, edge trapping with this is fine. But because forward smash is 0 risk on your behalf, I don't mind if you still go for the reads all the time. But maybe if you forward smash every single time, it's not going to work. So just keep it in mind. Obviously, you didn't forward smash every time, but down tilt would have been really nice here. Don't have the frames for the up smash, so that's his way in, but you don't get punished for it. This is the tricky part of the nair. I think this is what makes the preemptive up airs better than the preemptive nairs, because you can run forward and up air retreating, so it's less likely to hit you. But the nair gets you hit, he goes for the shoryuken, and you punish it. Excellent. Okay. That was a good platform mix-up. Although you still get hit. Hold on. So this is good. Jump up there. Double jump over him. So you're weaving... You're like threading the needle for the platforms. I do think that in this situation right here, it's like better for you frame-wise just to land on the platform and then drop down. That being said, you only get hit here because you go for an aggressive option, so just be a little bit careful about how often you choose to be aggressive without Luma. Against Ryu, your job is not to hit him. Your job is to get Luma back. Don't up smash at 0 without Luma. That's negative. That's just the thing you can't do, is don't up smash at 0. Luma takes that like a champ. Nice up air. That was what I was going to recommend to you. You get that, get the back air. It's really good. Set up the down tilts. Down tilted the wrong way to Luma. That's unlucky. That's like a notch thing, so just be careful about it. Again, if you take nothing else away from these VOD analyses, and anyone else who's watching, because this is not a Rosalina specific thing, resist the urge to go for these when people are shielding on platforms. This is what the person on the platform wants you to do, so they can get down. But I've said this maybe like 10 times now in the first 4 minutes of the set, so I'm not going to pause it anymore for this. I'm just going to point it out every time it happens. Nice, get out of that. Do lose Luma. Again, be careful with how aggressive you are when you don't have Luma. This isn't... Your job right now is not to fight. Your job is to camp. Doing alright. He is getting in on you with the shield, like a little bit. Situations like these, he can get lucky and go for a guess and hit you. So, again, I think it's more like mathematically, I think it's superior to be platform camping than shielding next to him. That being said, you do make it out. You get kind of mixed up by the hit stuns thing on Luma. That is something you can punish if you are like practiced in it. This right here. If you wait a little bit, you can dash attack him. But it is a timing thing you need to just kind of know. It can be hard though, so I understand when people get hit by it. Good get up. That was a really good get up right here. The moment you double jump, that's your ticket back up. I like that. Being a little aggressive right now. I know a grab looks really tasty because you're at 120 rage and he's at 40. But I feel like in this situation here, you're abandoning how Rosalina should be playing here. Going a little too aggressive. Like, it's good to get the stage, but these, be a little careful. It's the jab spacing and forcing him to jump into you that is what gets Rosalina the wins. And you do end up getting hit. And I think that is because you're getting a little happy with the grabs and trying to just punish him immediately. And that's another thing, because as long as you're holding that spacing away from Ryu, and he has to land into you in a certain way, there's a lot less scramble opportunities for him, where like things barely don't work out, or he crosses you up, or you like don't have the spacing. If you play it by the book, those situations won't happen. Let's look at that juggle. So you come down, get the dash grab while invincible, that's fine. You have the right idea. Right idea here with a frame trap on the up air. You're just a little bit too far to the left. You really would have needed to drift it a bit more to the right while jumping. Because if you were positioned over this way and then falling, Luma would better be able to set up a second up air here. So it's a matter of the drift, and it's also a matter of not being... I think you're a little too high up when you do the drifting thing, so... Again, it's pretty hard to get it down perfectly, but it's just why the juggles aren't always working out perfectly. Aggressive nair, it's alright. Get the jab. Nice, got him cornered. This should be death. This is good here. What you want to do here is face... You want to face this... You want to face the other direction in this situation, because you always want to be pressuring Ryu with a back air back off stage. It's harder to set it up with the Luminaire, which is why when you turn around here, you have to give this to him. But if you were facing the other way, then you'd be able to double jump backwards and hit him with the back air, and then you'd win. So be careful. And then even here, I think an up air punish would have been better, because you're back airing him back on stage, we're back into neutral. You did have a tech chase there, but a guaranteed juggle off up air would have been a lot better. Aggressive option, be careful how aggressive you are. Be careful. Look at that. This is why Ryu is nonsense, dude. And you have to play it by the book against Ryu. This is fine. I'm assuming that's a misinput, so whatever. Go for the aggressive up air. Again, I don't mind these because you're retreating and you're not going to get hit and you're going to play neutral. but then you mix up with the aggressive option, which surface level seems like a good mix-up, but you don't do mix-ups against Ryu. You play it by the book. Play it by the book. Alright, he's going to do a bunch of damage. He's going to kill Luma. Again, you kind of get thrown off by the hit stun there. Luma's dead, and you're at kill percent. Just because of the one aggressive mix-up puts you in kill percent and makes you lose Luma. Like, this is why you have to play it nice. I actually really like that, because his focus was about to time out, right? Yeah, that was really good. I haven't really seen people go for that timing against focus. It's super good. Be careful, again, how aggressive you are. You want to just ride the platforms. Oh god, okay. Yeah, okay, so when I say ride the platforms, you also need to do something when he comes after you. But this is still like really aggressive from Thunder and pretty good on his part, because he's pressuring you with an attack. Once you're at... Ooh, that's just... I'm trying to think. Because obviously if you jump here, that's a... Like, it's a mix-up where he could have forward aired you and Luma was coming back, so that would have been dicey. So the play, after jumping up on this platform... The play would have been to double jump back over to here. Yeah, the play would have been a double jump early before landing here. Once you see the positioning, that would have been it. Because I do understand that the moment he jumps and you have your shield like that, you don't want to leave your shield because he might forward air you and you'd lose Luma and whatnot. But then that's the risk you take. So, drops that game off of one aggressive mix-up and then a bad defensive option. Obviously, there were several opportunities to convert a juggle state a bit harder. And also, I think if you were facing the other way, you would have killed him while edge guarding him. But again, just be careful of those few things, and everything else is looking not bad. Alright, let's fast forward through this. Alright, moving in. Game 3. What stages do I prefer in this matchup? I ban FD and I play everywhere else. The only thing I care about in this matchup is having platforms to camp on when Luma dies. If you're really confident against the neutral versus Ryu, like, you can make his life hell on FD, and it is kind of scary to fight on the lower ceiling of town, but I do think the platforms are nice to have, more than anything else. Also, even though Ryu does kill really early and town makes you die even earlier, if you're ever in a position where Ryu can Shoryuken you, that means you've already made a mistake in the matchup, so I think it's better to just play on the platforms. Yeah. Like, for these types of matchups, I do the same thing. If he bans town, I would have gone to Battlefield. Or, well, he took you to Battlefield. Yeah, no, I would have kept playing on Battlefield. Lilat's okay. I think Lilat's a trash can stage, so I wouldn't really take people there. I would go back to Battlefield. Obviously, the matchup is still just fine here. If you play a good neutral, you can make his life hell coming down. But, you don't have any, like, backup if something happens to Luma, which is terrifying. So he goes for the fireball again. This has been a start every time. Black hole is fine. You want to watch the aggression here. Remember that the win condition is by doing the jabs. There you go. There's the jab. Alright. 1, 2, 3. You want to run forward here. Then you... That up air is fine. It's not a bad idea. It's also safe because you spaced it properly, so nothing really comes of that. If you ran and shielded, maybe you would have gotten something, but I think at the end of the day, Ryu is probably out because he DI'd the job properly. And then here, this... I like the running and I like the turnaround. But what you need to be doing is you need to stop here and jab. But if you continue running forward, then that happens. So, again, just watch your movement when approaching Ryu. In fact, as a general statement, you don't want to move towards Ryu. It's better to stay still. Preemptive up airs, they are working really well against Thunder, so I'm fine if you keep doing those. Although, it's probably a good idea to actually get in the habit of the other jabs. Just to try and make him do something rather than hard reading him every time. Because obviously sometimes those don't always work. And if he chooses to be aggressive on you here, then you're gonna slowly run out of space. Anyway, you get the nair there, no follow-up, that's fine. Catch the up air there. This, terrible situation for you. No jump, no drift. A nair punish here works. I'm trying to think, could you have gotten something better? Up air. I think the play here would have been... No, I think this is fine. That's fine. Alright. Another up air. Catch him when he comes up. Was that C-stick nair? That looks like C-stick nair. Right here. This has to be C-stick nair. Yeah, there's no way. Unlucky. He gets down for that. Back throw. Up throw might have been another combo. Obviously, back throw is good too because he's at the percent where you can start edge guarding him. This is good. I feel like you sniffed this out really well. You just misspace it. So unfortunate because I do like where your mind was going for this. So really just unlucky that the spacing was a bit off. Nice forward air. Catch the jump again. He might be dead here. Nice. Dead. I like it. Good. Very clean. He did have a mix-up here where he could have air dodged and down aired or even side bead. But I think you played this very well because I think like it's going to be a guess, but it feels like 9 out of 10 times the Ryu is going to go down and go for the Shoryuken. So very clean play here, going for that. Get the back air, rinse, repeat, perfect. That's very good. Okay, so now this is also kind of the lame part, is invincible Ryu without having a platform. Obviously it's only a couple seconds you have to burn, but it's like very real that when he respawns, because you don't have somewhere to go, that he could get in on you and then put you in a bad spot. But you outmaneuver him, which is good. Again, going for those early up airs. Nice grab, run underneath. Okay, forward air is fine. What I like to do here personally is I like to run and then trap a landing, because it'll be a little bit more reward than the forward air, but the forward air is going to push him off stage, and you also like are waiting for Luma to get back on her feet, so this is fine as well. Down tilt there, no, retreating, okay. Probably could have pressed the advantage there. Again, you want to be careful with when you run up like these for grabs, because like it's very close to working, but it's always like very close to working. It's actually hard to get that final extra inch against Ryu to finally grab him. So I'd be careful about that. Okay, you're gonna lose Luma, take some hits. And it's just Ryu, man. A single aggressive option makes you go into kill percent. So I really want to hammer that idea home, is just play it by the book against him. Did I miss anything in that last little sequence? I don't think I did. So that's going to be a hit onto Luma. That was a punish attempt on your part, which makes you retreat. You have a little less time. Instead of shielding here, I think just keep running. Just keep running until you're all the way behind Luma and facing him. Because if you're back, if he's hitting the back of your shield, you have nothing. Rosalina literally has nothing for this. So definitely try and run further and then face the other way when shielding. Yeah. Like, there's not really much you can do once you commit to that. Nice grab. Unfortunately, Luma did die there. I don't mind the up air because you could have easily like not known that Luma was going to die there because it's a very sticky situation. So it's good that you back off here. I don't think you could have gotten anything. Obviously, if you hard read the focus, you could have forward aired, but that wouldn't be a good read. Like, wouldn't be a smart read to go for. Oh, are you dead? Okay. Something that is... You may or may not know this. Actually, I kind of want to be careful if I say this, because this is what I've been told, and I haven't implemented it myself. But what I have heard from top player discourse is that Ryu's spike you have to DI it differently than other moves. Apparently it works like some weird type of vectoring where you actually want to hold down while getting spiked and it decreases the knockback, and holding up, which is what you do versus other spikes, like increases the knockback. As it feels like you might have been able to live that spike. Maybe not. Maybe you're dead anyway. But part of me thinks you could have lived it because we do see Rosalina was doing an up air last second. I just want to be careful that that's not fake news because I've never actually tested it myself. But that's what people have told me to do against Ryu. And it makes sense when I think about it because Ryu's spike, I feel like, is pretty sus. But anyway, something to test at some point. And then the actual setup, again, it's because you're running towards him. That's what's getting you hit right here. And obviously you want to do something to get the stage control. But Ryu's are going to land and spam attacks, and you don't have platforms to go to. So this is why I think FD is a little scary. Go for the aggressive option, nair, down air. Maybe that different DI I was talking about would have saved you, but everything else is because you just have to be very careful about how you reclaim stage control against Ryu. Good up air, you catch his back air. Just a little bit off with the upper spacing again. You really need to focus on getting that sweet spot where you get the double hit, because that's one of Rosalina's biggest strengths in the matchup. You've been winning neutral just fine. I just really want to see a few more jabs just to get a reaction. And then he runs in on you and you get a hit. Nice. Very nice. Go after him again. I think you might have been a little slow there. This is really good. I like that. Yeah, that's fine. Nice. Actually, I do like that landing option. Oh, be careful. Don't do these run-up grabs. I don't like them. On one hand, if you really want to do the aggressive option, this should be a boost grab. Boost grab is 100% strictly better than shield grab as Rosalina. Because if you do the boost grab, you're getting the hit from Luma that will keep him in shield, so everything connects. So essentially it's a frame 6 dash grab. So Rosalina should never be doing run shield grab if Luma's there. So you maybe would have gotten that with a boost grab, but as a general statement, I don't like the aggressive run up shield against Ryu. He should be running into you. You shouldn't give that to him for free. Alright, nice. Catch the landing there. I think that probably would have been a forward air. Once Luma's dead, I like changing my anti-airs into forward air because it is multi-hit, so you cover focus. So you might have been able to forward air there instead of the up air. Nice, get the grab. Again, it's like a little scareful because in the future he can do back air and a Shoryuken, but at 14 I do agree back air is fine to go for. Up smash is okay, probably could have done a better punish to kill him. Alright, let's look at both of those. Okay. So you throw him off, you face the other way. I think you double jump a little bit early, which is what gives him this opportunity here. The up smash is okay. I think full up air would have been better. And then you're a little slow on this forward air punish here. Luma doesn't save you. Again, be very careful. Be very careful about aggressive options. Right here, he hits you, and you go for this down air. Like, Luma's not participating because she's been getting smacked around too. And this down air is not going to do a whole lot. So just jump away, air dodge, like be a beta, it's fine. That's nice. The landing back when it comes in, down air, nice, dead, okay. Still a little dicey. 129 to 50. I think that's probably sure you can rage. The vast majority of your damage that you're receiving is from aggressive options in neutral that don't need to be as aggressive. But still, you're doing enough to win, which is good. Game 4 goes to Lylat. Lylat's fine. I don't have any strong opinions about this stage in this matchup, outside of my general just taste of Lylat. Again, aggressive dash attack, be careful with these. I think jabbing is just more reliable. You gotta punish off the forward smash, throw him off stage. This is fine, down tilt, slightly mistimed, but that's fine. You're still holding the advantage. Ooh, nice grab. Again, I've said this a couple times now. Just either if Luma's not participating in the grab, I don't think you have the time to wait for Luma anymore for this one. So instead, what you want to do is throw them towards Luma. So back throw this time, and then that way you have the positioning you want, because you just can't do this with only Rosalina at these low percents. It doesn't work. So that should have been a back throw. Oh my god, your shield. This is also really good on Thunder's part. This cross up here, that's an amazing cross up. So yeah, you're gonna get hit there. When you're chilling on platforms, platform camping is good, but what you need to realize is once the person like comes to fight you on the platform, this is your window, or maybe even a couple frames earlier, this is your window to full hop air dodge this way. Go to this platform, or full hop air dodge, and then land down here. But you do have to abandon ship once the guy comes to fight you. Ooh, you do get an aggressive option there. That works. And again, it's not that aggressive options never work. It's just that when you play Ryu by this guessing game, you need to be right like 80% of the time. Because if you're right 70% of the time, that's still enough for Ryu to win. So just be a little careful. He gets you with the fiction drop. Remember when I talked about fiction drop at the beginning? This is exactly it. People are on here, and then they run off in forward air. But also, I think this is a repeat of the situation in game 2, where you chase a bit too hard on the juggle with this back air. These back airs haven't been working out, and you're getting lag for landing, so maybe just don't do these and just land without lag and then continue. That was good for him. He kills Luma. Another aggressive option, it works out. The moment he lands, ooh, yeah, be careful. So two things. Notice again, you're going up while he's going down. You want to fix your air timings so you're both going up and down together. Otherwise, this can happen. You're going to get hit for it. Either way, you should just be running now until you get Luma back. There's another aggressive option here. You can't run at Ryu without Luma. Just never do it. Nice dodge. Up B on stage. Ooh. Yeah. Maybe that's like Lilat throwing your trajectory off. I feel like it's kind of obvious to say don't let B on stage, but it's not always a bad mix-up. If the Ryu chases you off stage, then that's when up being onto the stage is fine, but otherwise, definitely the edge is the right play. It's a little tricky. We have the air drift that we talked about again, but you actually do sneak in a down air off his forward air landing, which is kind of cool. And then on this juggle state, it's good you're facing this way. Whoa, that doesn't hit. That's bullshit. This game sucks. I'm mad for you on this one. I'm mad for you. That looked like it hit. Okay. Nice, get him off stage again, face away. Forward smash is an interesting idea here. I don't know how I feel about it. I think maybe if he just went for a back air, it might have been a bit better. This is good, he jumps. Yeah, I think back air would have been the play instead of this forward air. Or forward smash. I don't mind it though, it's interesting. Get the jab on his gut up, good job. And then, ooh, nice. That's the type of thing, that's exactly why it's so nice to just kind of chill and have him just extend into you with aerials, because everything gets delayed on Luma so long that you get really good hits. Again, watch for those up airs, this is how he's getting down. Almost get the pivot grab. Oh, this is dicey now. Aggressive option, dead at 40. Yeah, this set is really focusing around those 2 or 3 key things about platform pressure, random aggressive options, and messing up juggle state. Alright, game 5 goes to Smashville. This is probably the best stage in the matchup for Rosalina, so good counter pick. We finally see some more jabs neutral, get the air dodge, nice, so much damage. Nice, 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 nice. He does get to go to this platform, which kind of sucks that the juggle doesn't keep going forever, but again, if you play this properly, you can make it hard for him. But the immediate up airs are his trick down. Take a little bit of damage the same way as before. Aggressive option in neutral, same thing as before. Dude, I love these cross-ups from Thunder though, might I say. You need to be careful for those. When he's facing that direction, it pushes him behind you. And you're storing you off here. So just pay attention to the way Thunder is facing. Because it's the fact that he's facing the same direction as you is why he's crossing you up. So if he's forward airing in the opposite direction, you have two options. Option one, if you're fast, because... Okay, you wouldn't have had the time here. So here, you just need to roll. Take the shield hit and then roll away. But in the future, if you ever have more time, you could probably just up smash this because he's hitting you with his butt. But obviously it wouldn't work for that one. The cross-up does throw you off guard. And you're going to take a bunch of damage. Ooh! Careful, careful, careful. Okay. What was everything else there? Land, nice. Again, it's the same thing that's happening before. Is right here. You ran into him again. Be very careful with when you're running into Ryu. So you're going to get hits. You're going to lose Luma. It is nice that you punished that focus. Retreat. Go to the platform. Good. Almost had the drift mixed up. Part of me thinks you might be... Maybe you thought you were going to land on the platform there and that messed you up. This is just like a dancing game of avoid the back air. Because that's going to be his best reward. Nice. To the platform. To the platform. Good, good, good. That's a good down air. Up throw, up air. Almost at the frame trap, not quite. Oh, that's unlucky. Alright, let's go back. Up throw, up air. This is so close to being the frame trap I was talking about. But... Oh, maybe you could have gotten that if you went with a nair after the air dodge. Or another up air. But down air is going to take a little bit longer to come out. In fact, if I type in... Let's check out the frame data on that. Because I think you might have had time to do it. So Luma down air comes out on frame 8. Whereas Luma up air comes out frame 3 and Luma nair comes out frame 3. So you would have had 5 extra frames for the trap. So maybe the frame trap would have worked. And it's just a matter of picking the right aerial. So I think that's what was going on there. Oops, wrong button. Okay, moving on. So that doesn't work. This is tragic. The jab spam in general is not really a good call because Luma's not participating because she's getting smacked around. So jab's not going to be doing anything. That all being said, this is unfortunate that you break the Shoryuken and then you end up dying. Another one of those scramble situations where just holding a different spacing, it's less likely for craziness to happen. Alright, you crossed him up with an air really good. Excellent forward smash. Perfect recognition of the focus. Air camping, that's good. Again, you don't need to end these sequences with aggressive landings. This is all good. There's my mouse. This is all good, but just keep drifting this way. Just keep drifting away from him. You don't need to try and turn it on him. You can just land, and because you have a superior neutral, right? So you don't need this attack. So just go back here. You're gonna take a little bit of damage going for it. Ran into the it's again. The move got delayed on Luma and you got hit for it. Be a little careful there. Nice. I like that. So he goes for this again. It's good that I said up smash in the future, but again, it's good that you didn't because he's only at 2, so it would have been negative. So you take the forward air and then you roll. A little slow on the roll, but that's exactly what you want to do. And you don't come off this platform. You get away with it here. I would jump back away this way. I would not go over here because you want your platform. That being said, you do sneak out and you do hit him. So it's not the worst thing in the world, obviously, because it worked. Want to be a little careful here as well. When you're doing these Luma lands, when you're picking downer is like the least helpful. Probably want to do nairs here instead. Gets behind you. Misses the Luma kill. Ooh, and you get the punish for it. Nice, and then nice catch. So you're following the drift really well here, you can see. And then you ruin it there. So this is good. Notice how you're falling with him here. So even if he didn't give you that air dodge, you would have had a really good spot right there. But then when you double jump towards him while he's descending, these are the things you want to avoid. Get the back air on the landing, that's really good. Good down tilt. Personally, this is a me thing, because the Buzz doesn't do it. I like catching these rolls with down air, because down air sends out wonky angles and you'll have another offstage opportunity. However, the double down tilt is still nice because you got a tech chase situation here. He DIs it up, so not exactly, but you do get the grab. So I like that option too. Both options are fine for me. Ooh, be careful with that. Be careful. Could you have gotten anything there? I think if we look at the air movement, you run off, turn around, that's good. I think you want to fade down with him, but you jump too early. So I think you're jumping because you're anticipating him to jump, because Thunder has demonstrated that he is a liberal double jumper. So you're going for a read, but I think you might have been able to force this as a reaction type thing. So Thunder sees you jump and then immediately just drops back down, and then he clips you on the way up, but then he misses his attack, and then you grab him. Nice. Is that the whole thing? That's the whole thing. Grab, back throw, it's good. Again, face this way. See the focus, get the back air, and then you win. That was good. Nice pop off. Okay. So that was everything. I think I've kind of beaten to death the same ideas, but I will recap them one more time for the sake of a nice conclusion. The preemptive up airs in neutral are good, but I think you would benefit from still mixing up with jabs a lot as well. Thunder is very aggressive for a Ryu, so it worked really well against him. But if you play other Ryus that wait longer on the ground, that's when you're going to really need the jabs to bait an option from Ryu. Because if he doesn't go for the jump ever, and you always preemptively do it, you can find yourself cornered. You want to be careful with how you play when you don't have Luma. Against Ryu, I think you should always just run like a bitch. Every time you do an aggressive option, and it doesn't work out, you put yourself in kill percent. And that's how you lost 2 of the games there. So be careful with those. Be careful with how you platform pressure people. Again, you do the preemptive up airs, they shield it and they land. Just don't do that. Let them make the first move and space yourself somewhere where you can be safe and then punish it. The juggle state, again, it comes down to the drifting. You want to match the air drift. You don't want to double jump into someone who's falling. That's how they reverse it on you. And then the edge guarding is good. I like that you're facing backwards and pressuring with the back air. That's fine. And then, yeah, I think that's most of it. Just a few things to polish. Obviously, it is a matchup favorite for Rosalina, but there were a lot of the things that you're doing smart. And I hope that was beneficial for you, and I will put this on YouTube shortly. That's my first one, commission.